In this video, we will show you how to replace your front sway bar link. On this Ford Flex, you'll have one of these located on each side of the vehicle, and the process will be the same for either side. Let's get into it. Okay friends, let's get started on our job. The first thing you want to do is safely raise and support the front of your vehicle so the wheel's off the ground with the suspension hanging. Once you've done that, continue on to removing all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel out of the way, we have a nice clear view of our front sway bar link. Let's start by removing our 21mm nut that holds the sway bar link to the front strut. Now we can go ahead and grab onto that, give it a little tug, and remove it from the strut. At this point, you want to pause on this side and do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Once you've done that, make your way down to the bottom area of the sway bar link where it connects to your sway bar. We'll use a pry bar. Carefully pry the sway bar up so you can gain access to the mounting nut. Now to remove this one, we'll be using a 21mm wrench and a 10mm socket. We'll use the 10mm to hold that stud. There we are. Now we can remove that mounting nut as well. Remove the sway bar link. There it is, friends. All right, now we can get ready to install our brand new front sway bar link. When you're replacing these, you replace them as a pair. What you'll find is that the sway bar link ends are actually put on at an angle. So you want to make sure that you have the proper one going on to the side you're working on. Once you've matched that up, let's go ahead and put this in place. We'll slide that right into the sway bar and start on that mounting nut. At this point, we'll tighten this using a 21 and a 10mm. Now that I have it bottomed out, I'm going to make sure it's nice and tight. Once that's snug, let's torque it to 111 foot-pounds. Now that we have the lower side of the sway bar link fully attached to the sway bar, make your way over to the other side of the vehicle and do the exact same thing. Make sure you torque it to 111 foot-pounds, and then we can start putting on the top of the sway bar link to the strut. Now we can reconnect the sway bar link to the front strut. We'll just bring this into place. If you have to, you can try to pry up or down on the sway bar to get this aligned. Install your mounting nut. Once this is on here, we'll snug it up and then torque it to 111 foot-pounds. To tighten this nut, we'll use a 21mm on the nut, and we'll use a 10mm for the stud of the sway bar link. If you don't have a ratcheting 21mm wrench, just go ahead and hold that nut in place and use a 10mm socket on your ratchet. To tighten this, you're going to want to turn the ratchet counterclockwise. Now that we have the sway bar link nut torqued, go over to the other side of the vehicle and do the exact same thing. With the wheel safely back on the ground, we'll torque each of these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay friends, we showed you how to install your front sway bar link. The process is the same thing for one side and the other. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.